Yeah, we were on a mission, got my crew at my side. Scouring the shells, we're down for the ride. Plastic warriors all lined up tight. From the comic shop counters to the late night site. It's the thrill of the hunt, gotta make it mine. I'm out here searching, yeah, taking my time. I'll flip every aisle, don't care what it takes. For that rare chase piece, I'm raising the stakes. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games. From legends to villains, yeah, I got them all. Stacked up high, every hero, every ball. Every line, every way, from the past to the new. It's a bond, it's a crew, we're the real Toy Zoo. Tear it through the packaging, no hesitation. Each piece, a reminder of dedication. We'll call it a phase, this ain't just a trend. These figures got history, they're my closest friends. Action figure alliance, we're staking a claim. Battling for grails, don't care about fame. From the base of the shelves, we're making a stand. This is our world, you don't understand. Paint them, pose and fix them up right. Customs in the works, we go all night. From the rarest grills to the two-out fights. Each one's got a story burned in our minds. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games. We're playing no games. From legends to villains, yes, yeah, got them all. We're after legends and stories untold. Alliance forever till the end of the line. This is our mission, this is our pride. From legends to villains.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know that I'm ready for this one tonight.
Huh?
We got that Chris guy on again. I don't know. He's all over the damn place.
Dude,
I don't know.
we're kind of live right now. What's up, everybody?
No, the song. Oh. Hey, everybody. What's happening?
Everybody knows that was BS, man. Good try. Good try.
No, nobody can be mad at Chris, man.
Exactly.
Even for coming on a show twice in like a month. I mean,
Yeah.
God, he just likes to hear himself talk, I think.
Well, welcome, everybody. We're here.
What's happening? Yeah, my acting skills are not up to par, but
Yeah, me trying to not pay attention to what's going on. I was sharing the show out last minute too, so
oh, that's all right. That's all right. Hopefully, we got a nice little chat happening already. We got Jimmy and Winford and Tony, Dookie, who has been putting out some videos lately. Good on you.
I need to check some of those out and get caught up, man. Work's kicking my butt. I'm behind. So
40 Gumble, what's happening? Yeah, dude, I'm with you, man. I have been super busy. Things have been kind of crazy. But you know, we've got a really cool Kickstarter that has funded, which is awesome, that we're going to talk about.
And it was the cool way for it to fund too.
Oh, dude.
Funded at Joe Fest.
What? No,
we're getting there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's a whole... Zip it. All right. Yeah. No. And dude, we got some other cool stuff we're going to talk about. Chris is going to hang out with us as long as he feels like entertaining me. I don't know. Or putting up with me, I guess. And yeah, man. So it should be a good one. All right. I'm ready for the intro.
Let's roll.
I'm gonna put my acting skills aside and try to regroup from that.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
In a pleasant world where legends collide, tiny heroes standing side by side, guardians of playtime in disguise, action figure alliance on the rise. Join the alliance, come take a stand with the many armies ruling the land. Hail to the heroes loaded with might, action figure alliance unite tonight.
And there he is.
Wait. Action Figure Alliance. I thought I was on a different podcast.
And there he goes.
And there, that's our show.
Fine, I guess. I do like talking. Listen to myself talk. I'll come back.
Well, we all know that. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, so how's your fire alarm doing?
It's doing good. I thought it's just not going to be the same without it beeping. It's actually unplugged, so if my house burns down, that's probably the reason. So
I actually had to take one of mine down because it decided to just completely lose its mind. I put a new battery in it. It was like no go, and we've got one of those where. Totally not toy talk here, but we're starting off.
I feel like I'm at work now.
But I got to say this because this is freaking funny. So it starts losing its mind. I don't know. It was maybe like 11 at night, right? And so I'm like, oh, it just needs a new battery. So I go up there and I replace the battery, and I'm having a hard time, because they're a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
And I get it in there, and I'm like, okay, I think that's good. And so I go and I sit back down. And then it beeps again a few minutes later. And I'm like, no freaking way. And so I go and I mess with it again. And I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't have the battery in there right. And I'm kind of looking at it. And I push the button. And apparently all of my smoke detectors in my house are wired together.
Yep.
That's when I push that button at like 11:30 at night, it wakes up my wife. It the whole house.
Dogs go crazy. Yeah.
Super loud. It's bouncing. It does not want to shut up. And so I pushed the button a couple more times to try to get it to stop. And it just makes it all that much worse. And I'm like, sorry.
I was at a customer's location this week, and it was a hotel. So I'm standing in the lobby waiting on a GM to talk to him. And all I hear is beep, beep. I was like, we do electrical. I can help fix that. But it was all I could do is just not laugh every time I heard it, and I was just holding it in, don't laugh. There's no reason to laugh here.
Yeah, so I ended up taking the whole thing freaking off the ceiling and was like, no, battery out. It's
How old is it? I found out that after 10 years they die anyways, and you have to replace the whole thing.
Yeah, battery
dies. Are probably getting close to that. So this house isn't very old, but I think it's closing in on that number, so that kind of makes sense.
That's what happened to mine, and it's 4 of them. And I ordered them some new ones, the newer model, because it's that's not the model anymore. Sure. And I was like, oh, Monday, Prime Day. I'm not buying toys. I'm buying freaking smoke detectors because they're a little
the joys of being a homeowner, man.
Right? Yeah. I order them. They come in, and of course, the plug is completely different. Same brand. Different plug, so I got to rewire it now, and I'm like, yeah, that's getting done later. So there's
that's super high on the list. Oh man, yeah, gotta love it when you just in my job they refer to it as technical debt. You try to fix something, but you end up making it worse and making more work for you later.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we just tried to, let's replace the smoke detectors. Oh dear God, how much work did I just make for myself?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny. So,
well, anyway, Dookie has a comment, but I have time to build diodes. Yes, I do on the weekends. I built a couple diodes. Those are coming soon.
Yeah,
I shared some pictures with Jimmy, and Evil Dookie know the diodes I'm making right now. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming.
That's cool.
Trying to build out the battlefield back here for a couple scenes I'm working on. So we need a little bit more destructive buildings. So those are in the works.
Always need all of that.
Man, diodes are a thing that I have not really gotten too much into. So,
well, Chris had some good help with his diode.
Yes, he did.
And Jimmy's in the chat, so shout out to Jimmy for the diode he built, because we'll show a picture of it. It's on the website. It's insane.
It is insane. I'm ready for more.
Look what I have created!
Yeah.
I have made fire! I have made fire!
Yes, you did, Jimmy.
And all the devil horns.
I had to break that one out for you. Yeah. Dookie's known for giving shit, and it's not shit you want.
It's in his name.
Evil.
It's in his name.
Yeah. Let's see. So Winford says, after carbon monoxide detectors, we move to radon detectors. Okay.
He's just really spreading out that's every episode though. So it's a new, we talk about another part of the house every episode. So you don't know it's not a toy thing anymore. So it's all just about home safety.
My mom, when I was a kid living at home, my mom thought that I was suffering like we had radon in the home. But no, it turns out I'm just an asshole.
Stay tuned next week when we talk about GFI receptacles.
Yeah, apparently she like radon you can make you depressed and grumpy, and it's like, no, I was just a teenager, Mom.
Yeah, that's called being a teenager. I got one of those in the room next door.
Yeah. So at some point during this episode, we're going to talk about toys.
So let's get to it, because somebody had a comment up here about
I saw the Mezco.
Tony had commented about, what do you guys think about the Mezco truck at $325? Chris, what's your thoughts on that?
I've just browsed it really quick, like just like the social media pictures for a second. Like I didn't even like look through the whole thing because I'm like, oh, it's cool, and I'm like, no, because Mezco always steals all my money anyways. At this point, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get one or two, and then ends up buy way too many of those bastards. So I haven't really looked at it too close because I know I'm probably gonna back a Snowcat at some point before it ends, and so I'm like, do I need it? I mean, I don't know. I can't say if it's worth the $325 yet because I really haven't fully looked at it.
Right.
Well, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and share the commercial because Mezco makes some great little commercials.
They do.
Yeah.
So let's take that down and we will pop it. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear this. Let me know if you can't. But there's a kid in the very beginning. Listen close to what the kid says. Can you guys hear it?
Holy shit! It's the Rumbler!
Yes, it's the Hazard Squad, reinforced urban military battle land rig, featuring battery-powered lights, removable armor paneling, opening hood, hatch, secret rear weapon storage, and much more.
Sasquatch attacks!
Use the Rumbler's winch to tackle tough situations.
That's a terrible way to take somebody down.
Mission accomplished, thanks to the Hazard Squad Rumbler, with the exclusive Death Adder figure, new from Mezco.
Now I'm really mad because I have Death Adder as a character I'm working on later.
Oh, yeah?
Mezco, you bastards. No.
Yeah.
And I actually think that looks, that Death Adder looks pretty slick with the cybernetic arm.
I have the other one. It's on a bike back here.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's already a character that's
so there's already a Death Adder that's out
on original,
and he's pretty cool looking. I mean, he's the new one has a mechanical arm and a jacket and all that stuff. So it's kind of like Snake Eyes with a snake head. Really, is all this.
A little bit on the nose for a Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not Snake Eyes. He's only got one because he's got a patch.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, Snake Eye.
Yeah.
Snake Eye. Exactly.
But it's a pretty cool figure. So Alan,
legally distinct.
Cool.
Yeah, legally distinct. What's your thoughts on the whole thing, Alan?
Okay. So, I think the Death Adder is really cool, like I was saying. He doesn't come with very many accessories, so it's not like a full-fledged Mezco figure release. But the vehicle, the Rumbler, looks a little bit minivan-ish.
Right.
I am, however, very surprised by the price because free shipping too. And Mezco is notoriously high on their shipping.
Yes.
So $325 with the figure and free shipping, that's not a bad deal.
It's easily $100 figure. $100 figure right out the gate.
Right.
That's it. So now you're down to $225 for just the vehicle.
Yep.
And it's going to be at least a minimum of $25 to $35 to ship the thing. So now you're really at, let's say $175 for the vehicle at the most.
Now you're at that Vanguard, that original Vanguard price.
Yeah, you're at the Vanguard price. Now this looks to be a little bit, it has some quality to it, and it already has the shielding to go on the windscreen and the side, and all that stuff comes with it, so you don't have to buy an extra one. But it has a hatch up top. It has a little drawer with the weapons. I hadn't seen that yet.
That's cool.
So to me, there's value there, but this is the year of 1/12 scale vehicles. There's a buttload of stuff coming up. I got the Hound back here from Gridiron. I got a Rattler on the way. I got a Snowcat I'm pre-ordering. I got 3 ramen tanks and accessories that are coming later this year. I have 2 ramen vans over there that have come in this year. It's just a lot. And
Yeah.
So, Vanguards weren't too far away. I have 2 of those. So, do I have room for this? Not really. Can I make room for it? I could.
Yeah.
But do I have $325 to shell out when I just backed a HasLab? I'm
Yeah.
out.
I don't think that's good timing on their part. If I were them,
I agree.
I would
Yeah.
have waited a few months.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of surprised that they dropped that right almost at the same time. I mean, yeah, we're a week into the HasLab, if that. So
How many times do you go to Mezco's site after a release day and it's join waitlist? It's still available. I looked at it about an hour ago.
Yeah, it's
Usually
still
it's like as soon as it's like the same day, it's just waitlisted.
Yeah.
It may take a day or so for it to go, but
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. It's a little bit of bad timing on their part.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on it, to be honest.
Me too.
It does look cool. I like the lights. I'm a little iffy on the winch. That's is that too much? Because
Jimmy said the kids sold it.
Yeah, the kids sold it. Yeah, I had that one up. I don't know. I will say that I was pleasantly surprised by the price. Because that's less than the mech suit that they put out. Like I think that was like $375.
Yeah, that thing was pricey. It was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I mean, has it even come out yet? I don't even know.
Yeah,
Did the mech suit come out?
It's
He's got it on the shelf right there. You see
Nice.
it? Yeah.
I don't see it.
Bagger. I can see it. I know it's there. I know it's on his shelf.
I've got the window too small, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cool. It's got good ratchet joints and it's got cool lights and it makes sounds and stuff. And I dig it. But I just don't know that I need another like truck,
Mm-hmm.
So I will say the ramen van, I got the A-Team version and I put the white letters on the tires and it was like just such a subtle little thing, but holy crap, did it just like bring me into it. Like I fell in love with it by putting the letters on the tires, which is stupid.
Duke
that's
he
fun.
says, what's the wait time in Mezco items after you order them? And that could vary. It could be you order it now and it ships in a week. It could be you order it now and it ships in a year and a half. It really depends on their situation.
So they're saying that this ships after San Diego Comic-Con. So that they're generally pretty close on their dates when they tell you that, oh, this is an in-stock order or this is, shipping in 6 or 8 weeks. You can generally bank on that. It's when they say it's like a year away that it's kind of like, oh, I might see that in 3 years,
That's what happened to one of my Dick Tracy. So I ordered Dick Tracy, but it was with the flat top and Dick Tracy 2-pack, and they had put it up, and I'd missed it, I thought, and I checked. I'm like, oh, you can still get it from the site, and so I ordered it, and it was like after it had come out, so I was like, oh, cool, and then it was like a year and a half later, and I was like, am I ever going to get this? And it just showed up a week ago, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I got my Dick Tracy finally. So
yeah. I won a contest from them and completely forgot. And then they finally shipped me my Vapor that I won.
nice.
And it was like long after. I mean,
you already had one.
Yeah, I already had one. I had to go back and find that, oh, this wasn't from the last RumbleCon. It was from RumbleCon before that, So, yeah, and that was with winning something, which you think they would be like, oh, we have this in stock. That guy won it. Let's just give it to him right away. So,
but that's a highly demanded figure right now. That Vapor is. They were talking about it on Yoda Jerk's channel last night. They were talking about Vapor.
Yep.
And it's hard to come by. So we were talking about vehicles. I want to transition into a custom I made. So
we've got Chris here. Should we talk about his line at all?
Let's see his custom first. I want to see.
Okay. Well, yeah, because now you're interested, right?
So, I love some G.I. Joe classified, and I had an extra stinger lay around. Well, at the Mighty Joe Fest of 2025, Ben Carson handed me, Conway handed me some labels.
Oh, yeah.
Label sheets.
I think I've seen this picture. Yes.
Shadows.
You posted it. Oh, it's so fun.
custom
went
has
to
been
town.
born.
Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome.
My other ride is a Robo Skull.
It's so good.
And
Ah,
so it was fun. I went a little crazy with the stickers. And to me, the skulls are like kills. The big
Okay.
skulls, the big
No, that
skulls
works.
are like vehicle kills, and maybe the little
Yeah.
skulls are like maybe you have some more, but he's got a couple on the. I got a couple on the
Like I
front
killed
here.
Doc.
Yeah, yeah. But
Not Viper's not driving.
I did some cutting and on the some of the other
The bumper
stickers,
sticker one?
the bumper sticker one, and made this mine.
That's
Yeah,
very cool.
you did, man.
And
The way you cut the stickers and put them on the front fenders, and then the one on the roof,
mhm.
that's some good work.
It is.
And then if you see on the headrest in there, there's
Oh.
there's a red shadow sticker. So then
Oh, that's fantastic.
if you take off this, I even kind of decorated the base for it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that came out so good.
it was a task, and it was knives and sharp things involved, but this was a fun build.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that sticker sheet, I looked at Ben and I was like, look, I know what I'm doing with this.
Yeah.
And so
fun.
I had some time this weekend and I was like, all right, I got to do it.
So, how many Band-Aids were killed to make that happen?
None, actually.
Really?
None.
Okay.
Very surgical.
Well, maybe that's the difference between a guy who does this and a guy who does not.
There was some
Because-
super glue used.
Yeah.
And,
Did you glue your fingers together?
I only ruined one sticker. So I did.
That's
pretty well.
impressive.
Okay.
One of the skull and crossbones stickers got ruined, but peeling it off. But it was this kind of came as a last minute thing. These two sides.
That really
It's
makes
like,
it too.
yeah, it does. And I was like, all right, that doesn't look good enough. I need to do something else.
You need to do more. Yeah.
So
cool.
I figured it out, and I'm really happy with this. I cannot wait for their 1/12 scale figures. They will be riding in this.
Oh yeah.
So
Bob Breakin over here driving. It's gonna be pretty fun.
yeah.
BQ King says, I have 2 stingers and now I need a third. So,
They were on sale for Prime Day, I think. They were
Yeah,
like
$69 maybe.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
There it
even
is.
Hasbro Pulse is having a sale, like
Really?
a power sale, and they've got like some figures that are 20% off. The Trouble Bubble is on sale. So not
Nice.
bad.
Speaking of aerial vehicles,
We got him started. And
I
did.
did
I should've
another
never done
custom. This custom has been in the works for quite a while.
Oh, that's fun.
This is the Fortnite glider
Oh, okay.
that I turned into a Cobra vehicle. Now these came with the Tiger Force Air Eagle,
Uh-huh.
and they were on those secondary wings. Well, I keep my Air Eagles old school.
Oh,
I don't
man.
use those wings, so you take a little screw
So
off,
you've
and I
got the extra.
glued
Yeah.
these on
Yeah.
here. And so I thought it looked pretty cool. I got some guns that I'm gonna customize to put in here. I had a little gun sticking out each side.
That's
But
cool.
the stand works. I'll eventually do something across here to hide the Fortnite. But
Yeah.
it's going
That's
on the
cool.
Cobra shelf, and it was fun.
You
fun
know,
build.
I will say that it takes some imagination to actually like walk through a toy aisle and see, for example, a Fortnite figure and go, I can turn that into a Cobra glider, or even better, which you've done this a ton, where you look at like a Marvel Legends figure and go, that head will go perfect on this figure,
yeah,
and then I can use that torso to make this kind of a look. And I'm not there, man. I don't do that kind of walks through the toy aisle, unless it's like, oh, I saw Trey did that. I want to get that figure for that head.
I love doing it, man. I love getting extra gear and stuff and building out an Action Force figure or Joe figure or Cobra figure, and now or Monster Force. I got some of that
Monster
too.
Force, yeah.
Yeah.
Done some cool customs with the Monster Force.
Good.
On Jay's Facebook, he has a competition. I won the first one. It was very fun.
Awesome.
So you have to check those out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love doing those. It's just a good time well spent and a fun figure to put on the shelf.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to take this chance because Trey has stopped showing stuff
done.
off to come on over here and let's talk about some of Chris's stuff. I mean,
I hate
might
that
as well,
stuff.
I guess, right?
He talks about this all the time, man.
God, this again.
Oh my God. You just want to hear yourself talk. We know how it is.
I gotta pretend though I don't. Jeez.
All right. So first off, you've blown past your goal. You've even unlocked how many stretch goals at this point?
One so far. Just
One,
the one.
okay.
We're
And-
like 6,100 pretty much from the next one. So we got Malum. We got 4 days. I think it's
we have to
get
bad guy.
Malum. He's the big bad, man.
He
Okay,
is.
let me scroll down here and not make everybody sick. Let me try to get there.
It's too fast.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
there
we
go.
can show Winchester first because he was the first stretch goal that we unlocked. That was the surprise one we threw in there.
So who does this look like? This looks like somebody.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying at all.
Damn it. Yes,
Look at that head. Like, come on. Let's see if you guys can guess it. And I won't tell you if you're right, but I'll maybe hint at it. I don't know. Maybe some of the commenters can, some of the guys watching can see what it is. I mean, look at the camo pattern. Look at the helmet. Look at the face.
No.
I
mean, I recognize the face, but I can't put on who it is.
Well, it's not like a real person.
Well, okay.
It's not Sergeant Rock.
It's not Sergeant Rock.
No. I'm reading the Sergeant Rock book right now. The one by Bruce Campbell.
Sergeant
Sergeant Rock. Yeah, it's I bought it on the Army of the I'm reading that right now. I actually have it on the coffee table downstairs, and I started reading it the other day, and I got sidetracked, but it'll be finished by the weekend.
I gotta read it again. I read it the one time. It was okay. It didn't do it. I was so excited. I love Bruce Campbell. I love Sergeant Rock. So I was like, yes. And then I was like, I don't know. Maybe it bothered me. The art I didn't care for as much on the inside.
Right.
Especially Rock didn't have his chevrons on his helmet, which always bothers me.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I got sidetracked. But yes, let me know what you think of it. I need to read it again, but I do have that as well.
All right.
And my secondary guess is somebody on MASH or something. I don't know.
No, it's not. Again, not a character. It's not even like really a character. He doesn't even have a name. But it is a certain. So it's from 1964. Does that help a little bit?
Dear God, no.
Yeah.
Man, this is why it's so good. This is why this homage is so good. I feel because nobody ever catches it.
Okay.
Like an action team character or something?
That's before action. The action.
That is before action team.
Action Man.
Action Man.
Action Man's the UK version, but no, you're getting closer.
Is it the Bionic Man?
Nope. No, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. That was
70s.
Like 70s.
Yeah.
There's a certain 1964 Marine. I don't know. I'm not hinting anymore. That's all you get.
Damn it. I'm going to boot this guy, Trey.
All right. Chat, start guessing.
Yeah.
We'll throw it up there.
Where's the chat at? Come on.
Do the
They're
Googles.
upset. They're upset we're not talking about smoke detectors anymore.
You're like, this is supposed to be a toy show.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a good one. So Troy's a buddy of mine. Of course, everybody in chat are friends, but he wants to, he needs some background on how Kickstarters work.
Okay.
And so I've done a bunch of Kickstarters, not actually run one, but so his question was really, he's never done one before. Is it that only the participants get to purchase the figures? Or what is the draw to going in on a Kickstarter?
So the Kickstarter is, you're going to get the cheapest price you can get by backing it on Kickstarter. So really what it is, it's really just a pre-order system without me being like, Kickstarter is really made for, not to have that kind of, it's like, hey, I'm a crazy person that makes toys. Give me all your money. It's a way of kind of doing that with, a system to raise funds to be like, hey, do I believe in this project? Let me try to do that. And so, especially if you say an all-in or one of the higher budgets, you're going to get like a really good price compared to when these figures come out. Like right there, you got the price tag sticker on it at $39.99. if you do say the all in or the like even like the horror or any of these crazier pledges, your price is going to be substantially smaller than that. Just because I would rather give those good deals to the people who believed in me from the beginning. And so Kickstarter is just a really cool way to kind of be there at the ground level, help independent creators get their toys made. And yeah, just being part of that. Sometimes there's Kickstarter exclusives. I was going to do one, but then canned it kind of last minute because of something that went, some other stuff going on. And sometimes that's kind of an incentive to buy, on Kickstarter. But
so it's really kind of not only are you getting the best value, there is a little bit of risk because a thing could fall. Like some Kickstarters have funded and then not delivered. But with that, you are helping someone bring a product to life, right? So, paying for a lot of the molds, which are super expensive. You've already put a ton of your own financial, burden behind this.
Yes.
However, you still have to get money to get this thing, produced. And, going from just a prototype to a fully, toleranced figure that looks and feels and plays well in your hand and doesn't just kind of, jiggle all over. There's time and investment, and
that's not what we want to jiggle all over.
Right, exactly. So you're really, by backing a Kickstarter, you're helping this creator, bring something to life. And so the push and pull is that you're doing that. You're putting your money down long before the thing is actually going to be delivered to you. But the pull is you're getting a much better value, and you're actually helping it come to life. So we've had some people on the show that have had some great Kickstarter products, but their Kickstarters haven't funded, and so who knows if or when we're going to get those figures.
True.
Your Kickstarter has funded, which essentially means that at the end of it, everyone's money will be taken, right? It's not taken until it's successful and hits the end date. Yep. And then that money goes to you, the creator, to put that into actually production, getting things made and delivering them to your backers. Well, you're also going to use those molds and everything you've produced to try to go to as much of a retail outlet as possible, right? And so that means that you'll be able to buy these figures later, but they will be at a significant markup. Right. And hey, you might not, if Colonel Malum, for example, doesn't get funded, we might never see that figure have the light of day. Or if we do, it might be much further out. Right?
Next wave.
It might be, the next wave.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I was laughing at the jiggle comment. Yes. So if something doesn't get funded in this Kickstarter right now, or we don't hit that stretch goal, yes, that's the plan. It would be the Series 2. But it's not like, oh no, we're never going to make it. We didn't I plan on there's substantial amounts of different waves coming from this. This is just the beginning. It's not going to be like a one and done. And then, so yes.
So I figured it out. This character was a surprise. Yeah.
No.
Not Gomer Pyle. 1964 Gomer Pyle.
No. Okay. So toy. Think 1964 toy. God, I gotta just spell it out for everybody.
Okay. I'll go back to Google. Y'all talk.
Patriot Force says
G.I. Joe
come out with their stuff. Sorry, I saw it. Hey, look at this guy. I mean, I didn't know it. That's not it. Don't.
Yeah, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. G.I. Joe Marine.
Look at the one with the camo, though.
Okay.
See, there it is with
Patriot Force is one that they had an awesome Kickstarter with a ton of stuff in it that was killer.
Great figures.
But just did not manage to fund. And so he is going to have to kind of, work around and come up with some of his own, put the financial burden entirely on himself, or come up with other creative means of getting that out, which is certainly going to slow things down. It means that the figures are going to be more expensive for the people that otherwise would have backed. And so, he's actually done something cool where he's asked everybody to say, hey, send me your backer number. We're going to try to, hook you up when things actually do come to fruition, which I think is
really cool, man.
Really
That is
stand
really
up
cool.
of him, trying to treat the people that were willing to take a risk for him right. But I love Kickstarter. I mean, it gets me hyped. It's like, oh yeah, let's go. I want Malum to fund, or
And I'll say the comic world has really leaned into the Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
The comic world is massive with Kickstarter. I mean, things fund all the time. People's projects are coming to life through Kickstarter, and I just think it's a good medium to go through. I think it works, and I can't wait to get this stuff, man.
Yeah, and I was showing off over here. This is the all in that I managed to get in on here real early.
Me too.
But you can go all the way from $19, well upwards of that the all in thing that I backed. But it's kind of a matter of you can choose whatever figure you want, or kind of get your packs to get a little bit better value, and then kind of as you go up.
Or you can be a straight up army builder and get a massive collection too.
Yeah.
So he's got platoons in there.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, we got the horror 666. You get 24 figures.
Be Kind Rewind, double all in.
How many of those are left on the Be Kind Rewind? Are we at 4 left?
It looks like 4 left.
Mm-hmm. Just one. There's other horror. Yep.
And so that one's not sold out, right?
No, not the other horror. So that one's not since that was an army builder, I wanted to leave that as something so people could, if they want to get all those
Hellfire Club VIP experience
they
all in with test shot.
Oh wow,
those are gone.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and that's going to be a test shot of every figure that is unlocked, which is
wow,
that's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was something special. That's why I only did a few for people. These are. The test shots are unpainted prototypes pretty much, but those are super fun. Like that was one thing, like, especially in the modern Joe world after 25th, you could find some of those here and there. And I always thought those are super cool, like collectibles to try to hunt down the test shots. And, stuff
this
like
is
that.
cool. I love the old school throwback to the Green Army man in a bag. That's so
cool.
He's
actually going to come in a bag, right?
Yeah. Plastic bag with the cardboard head, because even though the other ones are in VHS packages, this guy had to be in a bag.
Yeah, that's great. So I want to ask you about the price tag here. At one point, you had said you wanted some of these things to actually be stickers.
I would like them to be, and so I'm going to talk to the factory about that because that would be super cool. And so one of the things that I do, and I haven't figured out yet, but because I'm kind of on the fence about it, but. So on the Necromancer, it wasn't sealed. I liked the idea of it not being sealed, so you put it back in the box. You could do that. Yeah. But I was planning on doing that with this. But what if I plastic wrapped them like the old VHS tapes would be? Because that would be pretty fun too. So I'm debating on that, because some people do like to have the sealed thing, and I did have a few people complaining about that because they wanted it sealed. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like to keep my boxes if the boxes are nice, but basically every figure I get comes right out of the box.
Yeah.
So, the collector friendly packaging, I think, is an absolute plus. I got a lot more enjoyment out of the Necromancer once you were like, dude, you need to open that. It's not sealed. I was like, oh, okay.
He opened it instantly, and it was
I'm an idiot.
I don't want to mess it up.
I mean, because the packaging on your figures is awesome. I really love the VHS vibe and the horror kind of stuff. And I mean, I ended up reading the back of it, and dude, it's killer. It's killer.
You won awards for the first one for the Necromancer.
Yeah, actually, I'm right here.
I think you're going to win awards for this one too.
I got this for Brian. He gave it to me at Joe Fest, and I was super excited. I'm like, oh, my first award on my desk. I was just excited, like a little kid. No, I don't know. I'm just happy to have something that people really like. I just know as soon as I did the Dread Trooper and we did it with the clamshell, I was like that's cool, but it needs to be in the box. It needs to come out in a slipcover type system. And I'm so glad we figured that out, because all the hard work's done now. It's all just kind of not. I mean, they're not all going to look the same, but the actual build out is the same on these as the Necromancer. So
will the Dread Trooper ever get re-released in a different form?
So I mean, maybe you never know. With these World War Hell parts, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to the interns.
Right on.
Because I barely made it on Necromancer. I was way late on that one.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. And that's why, like I don't want to leave anything like out there where like those were with the collaborations with Bill with the Fresh Monkey parts. So, you won't see that way again. Like those will stay there. But with my own parts, I mean, these are some fun characters. So, and this is a lot of desaturated characters besides Spectre. So, we could use some pink and some, purple and neon green. Why not? We'll see.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people, even, multiple people in chat have said that they really want a Necromancer. So, and that Dread Trooper, I never even saw that one.
I didn't either, but it looks cool. I've seen pictures of it. So
yeah. So, I mean, I think it would be welcome, but I know you've got lots of plans and lots of work in front of you as it is.
Yes.
Yes. But so why don't you tell us a little bit about these figures, because some people might not have been here for the last show that you were on.
Sure.
Okay, so first, my question to you is there a difference, in your opinion, between a 3 3/4 inch and a 1/18 scale figure?
I feel like 3 3, like, are you talking like just like the scales? Like, are you talking like 1/18th, like modern type construction? Because, you get that 1/18th. I still see 3 3/4 as a 1/18th scale, but like you put that next to a Joy Toy or a modern Joe, and you're like, oh, that's very different.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a little bit of differentness with there, but again, with 3 3/4, it can vary too, because certain. Yeah, look at those guys.
You got Flint and then a Joy Toy, and there's a significant height difference.
There is.
You definitely see it at the shoulders.
Yep.
And but I mean, both great.
So, but your figures are kind of blurring that line quite a bit, aren't they? Because you've got O-ring, but then you've got some modern articulation.
I do, and that's what's fun about it. And I feel like even still, when I first showed the first it was the Skeleton Trooper. It wasn't even fully the corpse completely yet at Joe Fest last year, so a year ago. People thought it was a modern figure when they looked at it, and it was he was hanging out right there by the Necromancer when I released the Necromancer, and people were like, "Oh, I want that one right now." I'm like, "Oh, it's not out yet," and then I was like, "It's O-ring," and they're like, "What?" And so that's what I kind of wanted, because yes, it is O-ring, because that's fun when you open up that action figure and you are like, hey, VHS case, 3 3/4 O-ring figure, but then it also can go like you can pack out your Terradrome with corpses, but also if you want to set them up with a bunch of you got what is it, downtown what is it, Sergeant Brown there, you got the Axel Foley. Did you get the Axel Foley head on him too?
Yeah, it's on there. Axel Foley head's on there. Yeah.
So yeah, but even still, yes, he will be taller than these guys, but in world building, and you build a diorama with this, I mean, it'll still work, and they will go together. I wanted to kind of blur that line, like you said, of modern and O-ring, but yet I don't know. It's just I really kind of debated on, should I go with that modern figures, because that's what I was collecting a lot of when I was thinking about doing this line. But I was like, no, a lot of people are really doing modern figures well, and like World War II was covered by the Marauders. They did an amazing job with those figures, and so we've never had World War II O-ring figures, and no, they're not going to be like old school G.I. Joe with the shiny satin finish and like the softer sculpt details, but like these are going to be really fun, I feel, for people.
Cool. Okay, so just to be clear, these are like 3 3/4, right?
Yeah. Okay. So like if you like actually scroll down on the website real quick, or on the Kickstarter, I have them compared to a few other ones.
Oh, okay. And your pictures down at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of stones.
Yes, almost
there.
It is. So there's next to a Skeletron.
Yep.
That
looks perfect. Is that a vintage Skeletron?
No, that's the
O-ring.
Yep, that's the O-ring version by Ben and Grindhouse Toys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then there's Delta 17. I think
that's
the Okami. I can't think of his name right now. It was their Joe Fest exclusive last year.
There you go. Yeah, it's at the bottom. All right.
And then of course Skidmark. And that's vintage, G.I. Joe right there. And I feel like that size right there is kind of Perfect. You can see my guy has a little bit better proportions. You know, he's not so bulky in different points like the old Joes were. So yes, if you put him next to an old Joe, I think it looks good this way, but it will look maybe a little skinnier. But it's just because the proportions are a little more accurate for that, you know, higher, you know, look at, hey, was that one of the Marauders? Yes.
Nah, that's a Joy Toy.
Oh, is it the Joy Toy ones? Nice. I didn't get any of the World War II ones. Are they cool?
They're on Amazon. Go get them.
Don't tell me to do that.
They're on Amazon. They were like $20.
So Dookie is just on theme in the chat with everybody loves a skid mark.
Yeah.
Nobody. You love skid marks. Nobody
I love
else
skid
does.
mark. He's usually on my desk, but I think I've moved my skid mark. Do you have the link for the Kickstarter? You can always throw that in the chat too if anybody.
No, man, I refuse to share any of your stuff anymore.
Smart
I think
man.
I've done that enough.
All right, now I'm really leaving.
All right, that's an ugly ass link. Is there like a cleaner link to give people?
Yeah, you didn't have to have all the menu and all that stuff.
Okay.
Amateur hour
Here,
around here.
I'll do it again. Hold on.
No, it's not bad. It'll still work.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you complained, so now there's going to be
kind of my MO.
God,
That's better. That's better.
this guy. Why are we having him on again? Oh yeah, and we haven't, called out the Jimmy
diode, dude. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, look at that thing, Jimmy. I've got it. I'm working on something right now with it. Yeah, hopefully I figure it out because I've got very minimal time now before this Kickstarter ends. But I'm trying to do a video with it and messing with some stuff in my light box over there, and it's just so freaking pretty. It's so good.
So the Kilroy was here. Was that a specific request, or was that?
Yeah, I drew that. I drew that on the my little, like, I did a crappy drawing real quick when I sent to Jimmy. I was like, hey, I want to do something like this, and he just freaking
that was a thing. That's interesting.
It was, yeah. It was the that was the Allied, put that all over the place. They're kind of like that tag graffiti, which I thought was so cool, and it really fit the aesthetic of the whole line, and I wanted something like that. But like, I loved what Jimmy did. You can't see it in these pictures, but on the back there's actually a Sergeant Spectre poster stuck to one side, like and like glued on, and then there's the Devil's Rejects logo on the side, and then there's also the Grindhouse Toys poster he put on there. And he also made me little VHS tape that he made customs for to put on it. I haven't put it on there for any of the stuff yet, just because I'm always playing with them and I need to put them and actually do a shot with it. But they're so good. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, it's the little things sometimes, but not that he needed little things with this to put it over the top, because it looks killer.
It does.
It's amazing. And
the World War Hail there, that's going to be your stand, right?
Yeah, so that's a big version of it, just for this that I printed like a higher, like a larger size for this part. But yes, that is the stand. I don't know if the Kickstarter shows it at the scale it's supposed to be. It's still freaking substantial. It's big, and it's got the foot pegs kind of farther apart than like the normal O-ring foot pegs, because it's still going to have that same size foot peg hole, because I wanted to, everybody has O-ring foot peg holes or stands for their figures, so I'm like, all right, they can use that if they want, or we got the big one where you can have that wide stance, which really utilizes the articulated ankles.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we are excited for you. We are excited for ourselves to receive these awesome figures.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's get on the push and see if we can't get it past to. We got to have our big bad guy.
Yes.
I mean, without this one, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to have him come out somehow. I need something like this in my collection.
Yeah.
You need a guy with severed faces that
and
have his own face.
What's great is how nutty he looks. Oh, that went a little bit too large. You go. Oh, that's Winchester. All right. Tried to zoom in, and
there it is.
How nutty he looks in this hood.
Yeah.
I mean, he just looks like he's happy to see you.
He is, and it's fun because, and it's probably hard to see a little bit in the picture, but like his mask is sculpted. Like Arlen Pelletier did an amazing job with this. He's sculpted for all kinds of stuff with Hasbro, and he just cut, you know, it looks like it's all ripped, like tattered, like in a smile. So it's the
Yeah.
same face, but it's, you know, it's all one. But like, and then the eyes are tattered around the mask as well. So it just makes him look crazier.
Yeah.
I feel, and it's hard to see also in that picture, but like the Revenant logo, like the handprint you see on his packaging and on the corner of the packaging,
Okay.
that's actually on the mask as well, over the face there. It's very subtle on the gray. It's black on gray, and that's how the Horde troopers are as well.
Shit.
If you see
Okay.
the you can
Yeah, I'm
kind of
trying to zoom in there, but yeah, it's
And
getting
it comes with the bloody birds, man. Bloody birds.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, come on, this guy's cutting people's faces off all the
Yeah.
time. He needs to, you know, he's gonna have blood all over the damn place.
I agree with Jimmy. That needs to be a T-shirt.
What, Malum or the bloody birds?
the all of it.
I'm okay with. I definitely. There's some pretty sweet artwork. It's not on here now because I just got the Pennington artwork. But yeah, we could do something. Really cool. Oh, the logo.
Artwork.
Yeah. The
Mark
Revenant
Pennington
logo.
artwork. Yes, give me that. Got to
Yes.
meet him at Joe Fest. Awesome guy, by the way.
He's so cool.
He signed a print for me. I was kind of coming down because I was talking to Larry Hama and I had him sign 2 comics, and then Mark's next to him, and it was like I should come back so I can give you my full attention. But he signed something for me. It was cool to meet him.
He's the coolest. He's absolutely the coolest.
Well, yeah, and then you have shown off the Revenant guy here.
Yep.
The Revenant Horde, a cult of ravenous demonic entities.
Yep.
Which I like. And these are the guys that like most of your kind of undead dudes sometimes just explode.
Yes. So yeah, if you you know, I can read it, or you can, if you want to read that, he's got his little bio under there, a little, you know, real quick blurb of what, you know, what he is.
The Panzer Shrek is cool.
Yeah. So okay. So yes, with the Revenant, you know, Horde, they're Colonel Malum's personal. Oh, and he pulled it away before I could finish reading it.
Sorry. Okay, I didn't realize you were reading it. I thought you were looking at
off the show now. I quit. God.
You mean you don't have this memorized? Here, you can do it now. Do it now.
Read it.
Sorry,
God, I'm losing Kickstarter sales. No, Malum's personal undead demonic army. A summoning blood ritual wiped out the entire Axis powers in 1945 during a last-ditch effort to win the war. Malum was ordered to call upon the powers of hell, make a deal with the devil. Unbeknownst to them, Malum had made a different deal, selling off all of their souls for the ultimate power and unstoppable undead army. Most of the bodies possessed aren't able to withstand the possession and explode, but what's left of are some of the most sadistic, bloodthirsty bastards ready to kill, torture, or just plain eat their enemies. And that's the Horde.
As you do, right?
Yeah, why not? But yes, they can explode, and they sometimes will still randomly just pop, which is kind of fun, I think.
That's cool. And so you've got some bits here
Yes.
that you can replace for like the hands and the head to, you know, kind of have them going poof a little bit, which I think is fun.
And it's black instead of the blood, like from the corpse. It's like a glossy black. So kind of think like Evil Dead 2, when they kind of went that they had blood, but they also had to use black blood because it tried to keep it, you know, I don't know why black blood makes it okay for your rating, you know, to make sure it doesn't go over the top. But I always kind of thought that was, that's kind of like a demon, you know, blood. It's kind of fun. So yeah.
Well, cool, man. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I really hope, and all Kickstarters do have a ramp up at the end. You know, everybody kind of is like, oh, it's going to fund. It's, you know, we need to do this, and then they get on it right at the very end. So I'm really hopeful that we get Malum unlocked.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts or plans around like what you'll do with? Because I know you've got a couple of other figures kind of in the bag that you haven't shown off on the Kickstarter. Actually go back and watch our last episode with Chris because we showed off most of them. Yeah. But do you have plans like for a wave 2 or another way to kind of get those figures out and released?
Sure. Yeah. Like that's the plan. You know, these say Kickstarter ends, we don't get everybody, you know, they will be like worked on for the next, you know, batch of figures. Right. So I have like, you know, I would prefer, you know, everything to, of course, get unlocked now. This has been kind of set up as a wave 1, on paper, but wave 2 will have more parts here and there, but there will still be some parts for use here and there, of course, because that's how this whole thing goes. But these figures will come out. That's the plan, But like, let's get them now so we can start getting some really wacky crap,
Absolutely,
sooner than later. So
okay, so I'm curious if you've figured out what you will do. You showed off like the side profile of your VHS boxes, and how it's going to make like you've got a piece of art that's going to go across them. So is that sized for all the figures prior to the unlocks, or
no?
How is that going to work?
No, so that was something that got a little. It's still happening, but right now it's perfectly set up for 10 figures.
Okay.
So hey, if we go on a crazy run at the end of this Kickstarter, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if it did, yes, you could get all of those figures. I have them all figured out, and all ready to go for the Kickstarter. But I don't know if we're going to raise enough to unlock them, especially say Steamboat, because he's a whole new body. I would like to start sharing some Steamboat stuff, but worst case scenario, that will be something that is in a series 2, and that will just continue and finish the, it's the same as like say classified, connecting the numbers, but
but you're going to like move the numbers up and make the size just ever so slightly different, so it busts that uniformity on the shelf.
Right? No, and the funny thing is, if you saw, like I posted the other day, like the other side, because one side will be the artwork. And the other side will be the normal spines, and I made sure nothing lined up, because again, I don't want them to look like they're uniform, and it's funny because everybody does that already, and so you think about those VHS tapes, they never lined up, so it's kind of funny because I have a GHT logo that looks like VHS, and it's just like
good work. All the ADHD, OCD, OCD people out there are going to be like, damn it, Chris.
They'll have to just flip it around and look at the artwork.
Look at the artwork.
Know it's there.
Yeah,
they will know it's there. I will know it's there. Anyway. All right, dude. So, honestly, I would like to kind of, have you back on a semi-regular basis, and love to kind of hear, how the progress is going, like what, what sort of things, because I mean, it's an interesting journey to go on and kind of, get a little bit of behind the scenes. I've had, a number of projects that I've backed, and, you get some emails and some pictures and things and stuff, but, it's kind of like you get to the end of the campaign, and then, all of the marketing push and everything just kind of dies out. And that's all you get is little dribbles of, email updates once a month or something like that. And that's fine. But it would still be cool to kind of have like a personal touch if you wanted to come back and say, all right, so here's where we are now. Here's what's been going on. This has been an issue. This has been great. So, open invitation, buddy.
And exactly. You're welcome anytime, man. But I also got to commend you on the work you put in before this Kickstarter release.
Oh, yeah.
You were at cons. You were pushing this. You were showing off cool stuff. I mean, you've put the work in, and it shows. And so,
thank you.
Great job, man.
I appreciate it. No, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to come back and, harass you guys some more, so that's fine with me. So.
You can say that now, and then as soon as we get off stream, you'd be like, guys, I'm out.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. It's just gonna trick you guys.
So no pressure or anything, but we have you on tape now.
So can we talk about the final funding, like when it originally funded at the con?
Oh yeah. You told him to stop talking about it earlier. And
zip it.
Didn't even get to it.
So we're at Joe Fest. And we go to the panel, and everybody's kind of looking at it. It's almost funded, and I think maybe it was Dirk's Designs. He just went all in, and it funded right there as the panel started. That was a really cool feel.
It was.
That was so happy for you there, man. Everybody was kind of cheering and happy for you. So I know it made that night for you, because hey, dude, we couldn't find you.
Yeah, we wanted to like talk to you and do a little interview, and we kept going by the booth, and
I was like, Don, where's Where's Chris at, man?
You're talking
He's
about
like,
Sunday? Yeah.
he said, man, he hadn't come out of the room yet, man.
I drank way too much that night. That was really stupid.
So did you have a handler like take you to the elevator and get you back to your room?
I should have borrowed Sarge.
Just like Sarge, yeah.
Yeah, we got to see that, and we were just like, "Oh no!" But he was a complete professional the next day. He looked great.
That was amazing. Unlike somebody else.
Not me. That's true. I walked down it. It was funny because it was Chris from the toy department. It was his wife had all these shots, which was dumb. But it was kind of, I blame them. I blame the toy department. Usually I spend too much money at the toy department, and I also now blame them for drinking too much, I guess. So as I was walking out of my hotel room and going to the elevator, Chris was right there, and I was just like, he was like, "Yeah, I haven't got out there yet." And I'm like, "It's like 2:00," and I'm like, "Yeah, me either." We're just like walk of shame to the convention.
Well, I will say that I was standing in line to get something to eat at the little kiosk booth thing in the hotel, and up behind me walks Ben Conway wearing sunglasses, and I was like, "Oh, hey, buddy, did you have a late night?" And he was like, "Oh."
All right, so we got a bunch of questions from Justin. Justin's popped in with a bunch of questions. I don't think you're going to get any Wave 2 sneak peeks. Not now.
Yet. Not yet.
That's going to be a while. Will this be on BBTS?
Maybe. We're working on that.
Right. So you got to let the Kickstarter fund and all that stuff go through. This I do foresee you have a great relationship with Bill and those guys. So I do foresee that probably becoming a thing. Not anytime soon, but
maybe.
Right. Okay. And then any science fiction type characters or ghosts or monsters, have you looked at the actual Kickstarter?
Yeah, Justin, go check it out.
Go check it out.
Right there. Necromancer not Necromancer. I'm sitting there saying the wrong character. Spectre is on there. He's a ghost. There are monsters. There are zombies. Are you talking more like but he's talking to, science fiction. I mean, that's the cool thing. It's VHS movies. It's 80s horror. It's ridiculous. I mean, the future is kind of wide open. I mean, there's really no rules when you're
Spectre appears from a machine gun with a chainsaw bayonet to destroy people at his will. That tells me enough. That's just
I do love the backstory on him with some grunt carrying around a weapon, just hopes that he's going to show up, that he deems that this battle is important enough for him to show up.
And he shows up and he just starts wrecking house, and that guy's just like, "Oh, thank God, I can rest."
Thank God. Thank you, Spectre. And then he probably takes a bullet and he's like, "Oh, crap."
All right. So we got Troy.
Oh, thank you, Troy.
Hey,
nice.
So now I think you can leave, Chris. I think that was all you needed to accomplish, right?
That's all I needed. I just wanted to get Troy on here.
So a question. It made me think. Justin's question about BBTS made me think about this. A lot of times people kind of talk about the retailer bump. Is that a thing that you're going to be doing, or is this all organic?
Sorry, I cut you off half question. You can continue, but
you're a jerk, but it's okay. I was just kind of wondering, is this all organic funding, or has there been a pre-bump, if you will, or are you, you're keeping it this way, or kind of what's the status there?
Oh, no, it's all organic. That's the beauty of it. There's no retailer bump. I thought, okay, we can do this without it. You know what I mean? I didn't think we needed to have that. I mean, there's nothing against that with what, some people do. But if you do that, you're already selling your product at wholesale, which is fine because that's what you're going to do if you're going to sell it to a big company like that. But then if they sit there and, what do we
91,000?
Hell yeah. How's that? That's 6,000 away from Malum. We're almost there.
Let's get him.
We're almost there. But yeah, you have to. So you get that wholesale already. that they're paying for that bump, but now you're going to get taxed and all the fees from Kickstarter on that. So like if I do sell to a Big Bad or any other like retailers afterwards, I'd rather do that afterwards so that that money can now just go right into the toys and hopefully, like unlock different things or make it so we can, make different things without losing so much with taxes. And, we're already dealing with tariffs and all this other crap. So I'm just trying to be as smart as possible with it.
Cool.
Nice.
No, that's actually, great, because I mean, that means that, you've got those supporters, like you said, there was that organic, funding with it, and you're getting it to, directly to them instead of, relying on somebody, coming through with all that kind of overhead that comes with, the retailer, kind of involvement. So awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So I believe we touched on this on our last episode with you, but I just want to bring it up again. What's the comic story looking like? Is that going to happen? Is that something you see in the future for your line?
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at some stuff last night, looking at actually like a few artists that I would love to work with. And I just got to write the script down. Like there's a lot of like stuff written down for the story already, but like I want to genuinely write full on like either a comic book script or movie script. I know how to do screenplay writing more so than I do comic book writing, so I might write it that way first.
Is that something you're doing solely just you?
Yeah, like that's what I plan on do. Like that's kind of how I try to do everything.
Because
like,
if you need help,
okay, we'll talk. Because I try to do a lot of stuff. Like I do work with people, of course. Like as you've seen, all the people I've worked with on this line. But like a lot of times, especially when it comes to story, I try to just what's in here and put it on everything like that. But like definitely, we need a comic, absolutely. And so
I think it brings the story into it. Sparrow's done a great job. Jason and Derek, they've done. And Adam, those guys have done a killer job. They have their story out there. There's 6 comics right now.
6 issues, which is fantastic.
More coming, and you can check it out. They have the digital versions. I had those first, and then at Joe Fest they had the issues. I bought those as well. Nice. Great reads. It gets you deeper into the line. It gives you the backstory to characters. It gives you story. It gives you characters that are not even out yet that you can look forward to in the future. So, yeah, I really do like the indie comics and the indie toys coming together to make a full story and toy line. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, I think we should probably put this one a little aside and move on to some new hotness, because I think before the show you were actually talking. You had some figures you wanted to show off, right?
I did.
You can do that.
I got some stuff. Played around with. I opened them before it came onto the show, so I didn't have to show like a box.
Awesome.
All right, so I pulled the scale of the 1/18th because I felt that was appropriate. But look at this big bastard.
Krang.
He's bigger than 1/18th, but he is 1/18th scale.
Yeah.
We got Krang. This is the new Joy Toy Krang, which is pretty damn cool.
Dang, man. I'm trying to stay away from those Joy Toy turtles, but they look so good, man. That's awesome.
It's cool. He came out really good. He comes with a bunch of accessories. And then also my favorite character in Ninja Turtles I had to get, of course. I would have probably done a few things differently, but I'm still pretty dang happy with him. You got Casey Jones. So
nice. Do you have the Mezco Casey by chance?
I do. I do have the Mezco Casey Jones. I got real excited because I was waitlisted, and they're like, "We have one," and I'm like, "Yes."
Nice. That's what happened to Trent.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And there's a nice review on the channel about it.
So. Awesome. It's a great figure. The soft goods really came out good on that.
And they really captured the vibe of him being kind of like a shit bag.
Yeah.
Like he's got the sweatpants and, he just looks like crap. Whereas the one that you were showing was just kind of like, oh, that dude's a badass. Where you look at King Jones from Mezco or from the movie, which is the first movie in my Turtles. That's what I think.
That's my favorite too.
And he's just like, a total slacker, right?
Oh yeah, and he hits the freaking, he crushes, Shredder pretty much to death. I mean, if
Yeah.
we pretend 2 isn't a thing, just as like, oops.
Later, Troy.
Hey, thank
Take
you,
it easy,
Troy.
man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. Congratulations. You'll have fun with it. We're
Yeah,
sure.
you
Well, that's cool, man. So are you going deep into the Joy Toy stuff at this point, or just kind of
Just the turtles. Like I get the
okay?
turtles.
Okay.
I haven't gone down like the Warhammer. I've avoided it as much as I can. But the turtles, I like that it's kind of their designs.
Yeah.
I'm not getting everybody either. Like the newest wave, I don't think I ordered anybody. Like I didn't
Okay.
even like the dinosaurs. The
Yeah.
Triceratops.
Toka and Razar.
I got Toka though,
Okay.
and Slack.
I have to ask favorite
Yes.
turtle
Raphael.
and why.
He's just an asshole, kind of. I always liked him as a kid. I don't know why. He was the coolest one. He was like the broody one. He was like, being a kid, I always like Batman and stuff like that. So I think it kind of went that same way. Like,
Right.
Leo's cool, Mikey's funny, Donnie's smart, but like, Raph is just the a-hole. He's just like, it's usually the one who's gonna, do some damage too and mess some people up.
I like all 4. Mikey's my guy. A fellow chucker.
No, yes.
So.
That's awesome. And Mikey's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Trey, you want to do? You know what?
Yeah, I got one thing.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Oh, it's late.
It's late. It's all good. I got one thing that I hadn't showed off. I showed off my customs, but made it to Hidden Temple Toys last week, and we love that store. Ed's great people, and I was not planning on buying anything until I found this guy, and he has the skull. He had the skull face or the skull head, and I was hooked. So added another Mythic Legions, and rip headphone user
Every time.
I got headphones on. Yes, I can agree to that. But the face sculpt on this is cool. I love that.
It is.
The helmet comes down. It's got the other accessories in the regular head. They'll throw those in a bag somewhere. But it's just I have a skeleton. Most of my Mythic Legions are skeletons or knights or skeleton knights.
Yes.
So it fit. So I grabbed it. It was they were doing a sale for 4th of July. They were doing $4 off every order. Plus, they do a rewards program, and I think I had a $5 off coupon from that. So I had $9 off a $50 figure. I did pretty well.
Nice. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's nice. And they're worth it. They're worth the prices, like especially and then that's what sucked me into the one of what's the other knight's name? I forgot I got him at Toyland. Anyways, he had the skull. He had the skull, and I was like,
skull face. Yeah,
I need him.
Yep.
I need him.
He goes right beside of that in the Detolf. So, I've Savage has its own Detolf space now. It actually has multiple. So
nice.
It's the humans are over with the Mythics, and the Lemurians are in their own section. I had to move the AWOCs to their own independent shelf because I have so many. So yeah,
cool.
It's a growing collection.
All right,
awesome.
So is that all you got for this week?
That's all I got for right now.
I got a few things. So
let's see them.
All right. Well, first off, you brought up the Savage stuff. Actually, wait. I need to go up to the desk. This out.
Yes, Elijah.
There we go.
Yes, thank you.
So this is my custom Savage Crucible Barbarian dude. So it's kind of an expensive custom because it's like parts from about everything that I could think of to put on him. So it's mostly Krieger and Jaeger.
Right.
So I've got Krieger's arms, Krieger's boots, Jaeger's shoes, Jaeger's like torso section. I got one of the extra heads from the Raider pack, I think.
Right.
Krieger's shoulder piece with the fur there.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is from, I think, the Conquest pack. And then I've got Jaeger's forearm parts. I forget what the horn is called, but it's like one of the magic items that you get as part of the cards. And then I put two of the blind bag swords with him,
Yeah.
and I think he looks pretty badass.
Nice.
Does.
Yeah,
Looks
so
good.
I'm happy with the way he turned out. My fingers were not
Hurting.
happy with me.
That's right.
Yeah, because that's kind of painful to get all this stuff pulled out, even when it's really warm. But it's worth it. I think
Yeah.
he's awesome. So
Does it? Do they? I haven't messed around too much with the Crucible guys yet. I have my Death Dealer on pre-order, but do they
Okay.
pop together pretty easily? And
No.
yeah, I mean, you apply heat and twist and pull, and things
Yeah.
come apart. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Good.
this whole thing is so many different parts from all those figures that yeah, I mean, it was a pain in the butt.
Your water better be very hot, or your heat gun
Yeah.
needs to be on point. Or
I just
use the
used
dryer.
a hair dryer, and
Right.
I kind of like hit each section for about 30 seconds on high,
Mhm.
and everything pretty much came apart.
Good.
The only piece of caution that I will give you, or anybody that's wanting to do it in here, yeah, I'll show it here. Okay, so you see that little silver piece in there? So that's the hinge for the forward butterfly movement, right?
Mhm.
There is a metal rod. Ask me how I know. There is a metal rod that goes up in there that's what that hooks to. I yanked too hard without it being hot enough, and I managed to pull this side out. But with a generous application, oh yeah, you can see it. It's back in there. Generous application of heat, I was able to kind of pull the metal pin over and then get the butterfly joint back on it. So
Okay.
just something to be aware of. And so what I ended up doing to pull the arms out was I would put my thumb there and then pull instead of just kind of yanking.
Mhm.
I would actually kind of hold that in place.
Hold
So,
that butterfly joint in.
Yep. Yeah, but this is my first custom from the Wave 2 stuff, and I dig him. I
Nice.
think he's
He looks
pretty
great.
cool.
Yeah.
Really
It's
cool.
it's interesting too. You can take the with a generous application of heat. Once again, you can actually take the helmet off, and all of the keying for all of the helmets are the same.
Okay.
So you can if you want to, you can swap helmets around. And his face is fully painted, and actually, it's kind of a shame that he's that covered up, because his nose looks great. Like he's a nice looking dude in there. So I might actually end up swapping his helmet. I'm
Swap
not
his
sure.
helmet with a headpiece or an open face helmet. That would be cool.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so pretty cool, pretty fun. I got I don't remember if I showed these off last week.
Oh, nice.
But these two guys are recent additions, and they're fun. I like the kookier G.I. Joe stuff. I like the original stuff too, but I also like that when they start getting a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So the Frag Viper is a lot of fun because he's got all their grenades, and then he's got like the shoot, and I told Trey, I was like, I think that's like a highlight kind of a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what they call him. A chucker.
That's what it is, though. Yeah.
Chucker?
But I remember that from like,
Chuckers.
wasn't it Miami Vice on the intro where they had that?
I think so.
It
Maybe.
was something like that. There was some old 80s TV show where they had somebody playing highlight, and it's like super dangerous game.
Yeah.
But then I like that the helmet comes off, and you got this weird like android looking dude.
Android. I got 3
Yeah.
of those. I need another. Yeah. So those are cool. I like
Yeah,
them.
they're pretty
So I
slick.
have 2 or 3. Yeah, they're in the box right now. I haven't got to them yet, but I'm excited.
Nice. And the helmet on him with the face mask
Yeah.
is really nice. That came
It
together
looks
really
good.
well. So I'm digging on him too. But anyway, let's move on from some of that stuff and get into some more atypical things.
BQ King says it
Yeah.
was Miami Vice.
Hey, my memory
with that.
sometimes works. Yeah.
And Dookie, I can't wait to see this custom you're talking about. So
Yeah.
nice.
Dun, dun, dun. I got I think this is from Sentinel. This is the fighting armor War Machine.
Nice.
So it is a ton of die cast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these, but they are super cool. His pose looks better in person when I had him in. It was kind of like a Wolverine. I'm gonna come
He
and
looks good.
mess you up pose. But yeah, he's got these big like clamps that articulate.
Yeah.
Fun.
And you can actually move these to like the knees or the shoulders. There's little like holes that you can put those on and give him different looks. He's really nice and weighty because of the die cast. These things move about really well. Yeah, I've only got the Iron Spider, which is I think the only other one that I've got of these, but I dig the War Machine look, and
Yeah.
so I was happy. I actually picked these up from the new location for the Vault, right next to Capitol Comics.
Yeah, I need to get by there because we talked about that and I told
Yeah.
you about it. And I was like, oh, look, there's really cool toys and there's no comics because the comic book store is next door.
Yep.
So I need to get by there.
So it's unusual for me to walk into a toy store and point and be like, man, I kind of want that, or I kind of want that. And and I was all over the place in there. Like I get, peculiar stuff or imports or things like that. And they had a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah,
So
they're heavy on the imports. They like
are.
their Godzilla, they like their
They are.
Safubi, they have
Yep.
the strange things, they have the foreign stuff. So yeah, I think I can see that store being a go-to.
And I got this. They were really reasonably priced on most of their stuff too. I think I paid $70 for him. And I think this is like $115 figure. And it was basically new in the box. And then I am going to switch to my spotlight screen because I need to show this guy, because this is pretty freaking awesome. So let me make sure that I don't drop him because
and log yourself out of the stream. That's happened before.
Oh, look at this guy.
So I got this is Mazen Kaiser instead of Mazinger Z. This is like an elevated form, and his sword kind of is supposed to stay in there a little bit better. But yeah, this is a good Smile figure, which I think I've only got one other figure from this brand, and this thing's awesome. So not only does he come with this awesome throne that like holds his wings and all of his swords and stuff, as you can see on the back there, there's a bunch of swords, and then his little ship and the wings and extra attachments and everything kind of goes in the back here, like the hands, and you can hook these two swords together using this little piece here in the middle, that guy right there. But dude, the figure, so he's small. He's maybe about 7 inches tall, maybe not even that. But let's see if you can hear this.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's got ratchet joints, and they are nice and super smooth. There's a bunch of die cast on him. And yeah, like you can even take the little ship out of his head, like the little ship that sits in there comes out. You can swap around a whole bunch of parts. Dude, I was not even aware that this figure existed, and I saw him there in his case, and I was just like, oh yeah, you're coming home.
That's a great feeling.
Did they still have the big Stompy robot display that was like his personal collection? It's in there.
They did not.
Okay.
And his personal collection annoyed the shit out of me because it was kind of like, oh, I want to buy that thing. Mm-mm.
Yeah. No,
Nope.
It was just for display. At the previous store, he had his whole personal collection of robots in this one locked up case, and it was really cool to look at.
It was a nice collection.
And that's all you could do was look at it. But,
just to torture you the whole time.
Yeah,
exactly. But then I got this guy too.
Dude.
So this is from Mosho Toys, which is one of my favorite companies. It's actually like a 4-legged mech thing, and it's wild. So there are all these little compartments. Let's see if I can get one.
They owe me a commission for telling you that they were there now.
What? Oh yeah.
They owe me a commission because you just went in there and dropped bank, man. Dang.
So this isn't from them. This is
okay. I thought you got them all at the same.
So this thing closes, and as you open it up, this slides down, and these little like missile pod things come out. and you can take each one of these, and there are arms, and so you can like have them shoot around, and there's blast effects go behind them, like
That's cool.
engines and stuff, and so you can
That's
have
cool.
this whole thing because not only are they there, they're on this back piece here, which is some really wild engineering. I got to show you guys because it's pretty interesting. So there's this little like clear piece here, and as I open this up, hopefully you can see they come up and out, which is really cool action, right? So they kind of go inwards and then come up and out. So there's those there. You've actually got them on the knee here, and so if you look, the way that kind of folds back down and in and comes
That's
out,
cool.
dude, the engineering on this thing is baller. And it's got lights all over it and shit too. And it comes with this great big base, an aluminum or a metal base that you can put all these things on with magnets and stuff. But yeah, I don't have any of the blast effects displayed on him. But it's wild. Like you can set up like this huge thing, with all those little missiles flying all over the place, and it's cool. It's cool. I like that company. I was going to pass on this figure because, it's kind of pink, but, I love my super stompy robots. So
There you go. Nice.
So yeah, that was my new hotness. I am behind on chat, but, Golden Girls. Okay. Anyway, so so we talked about the Rumbler. We talked about this stupid Kickstarter that I spent too much money on.
You want to order more.
Gotta get in there and get some extras. Push that over the top.
Just because it's so mean to me.
I know. Yeah. All in good fun. Dude, I don't know. So you got any I've got some Take My Money that are kind of
You got
interesting.
anything you're looking forward to?
Chris, you got anything you're looking forward to?
I don't know. I'm still. I'm gonna back the Snowcat. I know I will.
Okay.
I'm just waiting
Nice.
until kind of. I've got I almost have bought everything classified. They've just figured me out and just make me buy it all. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything. I've been pretty good about not going too crazy on my pre-orders lately, so I don't think there's anything that I pre-ordered really this week. No, I did buy some of the heavy armor. The new O-ring, the O-ring guys that he does. I don't know if you've seen those. It's like looks like Stalker, and I did one that was like it's got a boonie hat, and it's like.
You're talking about the Army Builder, the ones that Amazon had on sale? Yeah.
No, I don't know if are they on Amazon? He just sells them right out of his eCrater site. He did a Kickstarter. It's like heavy armor toys.
Yeah, I think I'm aware of what
I
you're
don't
talking
know
about.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I haven't gotten any, so I was like, oh, let me grab those. I need to put those back in stock. And he has one that looks like Snake Eyes. He has one that looks like Stalker. That's one I got. The beachhead, or not beachhead. It looked like wetsuit out of his.
So I do have some Take My Money.
Okay.
Do it.
And I only have pictures because Saturday night, me and the wife went to Music Bingo.
Music Bingo,
yeah.
Okay.
It was fun. It's at a little brewery here in Fuquay.
Okay.
They went to Music Bingo, and she was driving. I was drinking. We were playing Music Bingo. There's games and stuff. It's really cool. Do not leave me alone intoxicated with eBay.
No.
Because I got the Ninja Force Snake Eyes.
Oh God,
that's a great figure.
Yeah, he's on the way. I have started the Ninja Force stuff. I got Storm Shadow. I have Zartan. I have Scarlet. I have Bonsai. I have Dojo. I'm going down that rabbit hole, and they're all carded.
It looked like it was carded. I was going to ask you that.
I bought it. It's carded. It's really good condition. And then I also am a big fan of Beachhead.
Beachhead's awesome.
I ordered a Hiya Toys Beachhead.
Oh, nice.
And I do not have anything from Hiya yet.
Let me know how it is.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be a hot minute before it gets here because I think it's coming from overseas. But yeah, don't leave me alone intoxicated with eBay.
That's
And
funny. Good work.
yeah, I bought toys, and I told the wife, I was like, I came to bed, I was like, yeah, I already bought 2 toys. Time for me to go to bed.
That's funny. All right. Well, I have a proper take my money. I'm just going to do one real quick. We are approaching 9:30 here real fast, but let's and let's run on over here because I have to tell people about this. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
the girls from the first wave of women from Zesray Studios Combatants Fight for Glory line are super salty, but they were some of the best female figures you can get. And they are finally coming back around and doing like a second wave of them. And this one, oh, I'm in love with this figure. And of course, it's not really going to let me blow it up at all. But
This is only on 5K, right?
awesome. No, this is all over the place. So this is on Bombusby. This is on 5K.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's even on BBTS.
Okay.
So this is out there. This is in the wild. Definitely something you want to pre-order because it's an event exclusive. I don't know if that means fewer will be produced, but I'm throwing this out there as a PSA. Don't miss out on this figure. She's awesome looking.
Are they like compatible with Mythic Legions? I don't have any of these. Are they like that kind of scale or what?
She's a little okay. I don't have any of the females from the first wave, but I do have one of the males, and he's about 7 inches.
Okay.
But I also think he's supposed to be a bigger guy.
Yeah.
The dude's name is Squasher, and he's just like this huge gladiator guy. And so I don't know if the whole line is supposed to be around 7 inches, or maybe the females are a little bit shorter. But yeah, they're definitely going to fit in with your Mythic Legions. Probably your Savage Crucible, stuff like that. But yeah, she looks awesome. I mean, I don't know. I think that this is kind of like a one-man show. This Zesray Studios.
Just
the
to let you know, on BBTS it's $64.99. On 5K, it's $45 plus shipping.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind. If you're gonna go order this, make sure you pay attention.
You're gonna get it from 5K first too.
Yeah.
By the way, that is definitely a thing. BBTS will always get it to you last. I'm looking over on Bombusby right now to see if they have her. They have some of the other ones, but I don't think they have this event exclusive one. Oh no, they do. So on Bombusby, which I'm telling you right now, so far everything that I've gotten from Bombusby, I've gotten before anybody else has gotten stuff. The same things from 5K. $41 before shipping from Bombusby.
Oh, really?
So even a little bit cheaper over there.
And I am going to order that now.
Yeah. Everybody needs
That's a good price. I'm gonna have to look at it because it looks amazing just from the small screen right here. So I need to.
Yeah, I wish Instagram would let me enlarge that, but unfortunately it won't. But I think you get an idea of it. Anyway, yeah. Go check it out on 5K or Bombusby, wherever you prefer. But yeah, definitely a cool one. I think that'll be a good one to end the show with. And congratulations, 40 Gumble. Based on Trey's experience, it might be your first, but probably not your last.
Yeah, they're amazing. They are amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. You will be. I want to know what figure you got and what you think of it once you get it. Let me know.
Absolutely. And go check out our interview with it was Jason, right?
Yep, it was Jason. And
yeah. I had to do an AI voiceover, but it's still his voice. It's just kind of cleaned up.
Right.
It's a good interview. He tells us a lot about what they're working on, what's coming out. Shows off some prototypes. That's from Joe Fest. So check that one out. But guys, I think we should call it here. And Chris, dude, I gave you a bunch of crap, but you're an awesome guest, man. We always have fun.
Always have fun on here.
I appreciate that, man. And your Kickstarter looks great.
It does.
You know, you're getting me to buy a scale that I don't buy for the most part. And you know how it is. It's just like the first little taste, and then everything just kind of, you know. So your guys are going to be mixed in. Just so you know, your guys are going to be at this point. It might be like a free for all rumble on my table.
Good.
I'm going to have the Beasts of the Cyberzoic.
Oh yeah.
So you know, dinosaur riders and armor on one side. I'm going to have Joy Toy Space Marines on the other. Yes. And then in another corner, I'm going to have some Grindhouse World War Hell. It's going to be an ugly battlefield. There are going to be body parts, half chewed, vaporized, you know, caught on fire all over the place. So yeah, you know,
I love that.
It's going to be carnage.
Yeah, can't wait for your stuff, man. It's so cool looking. You know, if you haven't backed it, go check it out. Back it, get in the fun. You won't regret it. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and you've got, you know, from a low price backing tier all the way up, you know, as high as you want to go with it. And those decapitators look great too.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're gonna be fun. They're gonna be fun. I'm excited, and thank you guys for the support. It means a lot. And I can't wait for you guys to get them.
Well, you know, I don't know, man. One of these days I got to get a t-shirt or something at least.
I don't know. Maybe we'll think about it. I always got to make more. That's my biggest thing. Still, but yeah, I will be making some more because we're working on a Sergeant Spectre shirt right now. My sister does the shirts, so I'm like, we need to do this, and with that same poster, which will be really cool.
That would be awesome, man.
We'll be looking out for it, buddy. Well, everybody, this has been a pretty awesome show. Thanks, Chris, again. Thanks, everybody in chat, everybody watching for hanging out. We will catch you the next time.
We'll see you
later.
Yeah, we were on a mission, got my crew at my side. Scouring the shells, we're down for the ride. Plastic warriors all lined up tight. From the comic shop counters to the late night site. It's the thrill of the hunt, gotta make it mine. I'm out here searching, yeah, taking my time. I'll flip every aisle, don't care what it takes. For that rare chase piece, I'm raising the stakes. Action figure alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games. From legends to villains, yeah, I got 'em all stacked up.